Hi, boys and girls. I'm back again. It's Mrs. Heckman's Poetry Corner. And today we're going to continue reading some Shel Silverstein poems. But today we're going to A Light in the Attic. Got an idea in his brain. I see it right there. I'm going to start with a short one. And it's called The Sitter. Mrs. McTwitter, the babysitter. I think she's a little bit crazy. She thinks a babysitter's supposed to sit upon the baby. And there she is, sitting on the baby. The next one's the prayer of a selfish child. A selfish child wants things for themselves and doesn't want to really share with anybody else. So let's see what this prayer for a selfish child might be. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. And if I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my toys to break, so none of the other kids can use them. Amen. Oh, no. Oh, that is a selfish child not wanting to share their toys. I have another one. I want you to listen because this is a little bit of a way that they use words to mean something else. So I want you to listen carefully. What did the carrot say to the wheat? Let us rest. I'm feeling beat. What did the paper say to the pen? I feel quite all right, my friend. What did the teapot say to the chalk? Nothing, you silly teapots can't talk. The teapot and the chalk and the pen and the paper and the carrot and the wheat. Let us talk. Let us, let us. I'm feeling beat like the vegetable, the beet. Not just tired, but beet. This one's kind of cute. It's called Shaking. How many of you like milkshakes? I know I do. I like strawberry. They're kind of my favorite. Geraldine, now stop shaking that cow. For heaven's sake, for your sake and the cow's sake. That's the dumbest way I've seen to make a milkshake. And there she is, shaking the cow to try to make a milkshake. Is that the way you really make a milkshake? No, it's not. First of all, the ice cream has to be frozen, so the milk has to be colder than what comes out of a cow. It's pretty warm. All right, I have another one over here that I really like a lot. In fact, I think this is probably one of my favorite Shel Silversteins. I can probably quote the whole thing myself, but I'm going to read it so that I don't make any mistakes. This one's called Rock and Roll Band. If we were a rock and roll band, we'd travel all over the land. We play and we sing and wear spangly things if we were a rock and roll band. If we were a rock and roll band and we were up there on the stand, the people would hear us and love us and cheer us. Hooray for that rock and roll band. If we were a rock and roll band, then we'd have 1 million fans. We'd giggle and laugh and sign autographs if we were a rock and roll band. If we were a rock and roll band, the people would all kiss our hands. We'd be millionaires and have extra long hair if we were a rock and roll band. But we ain't no rock and roll band. We're just 7 kids in the sand with homemade guitars and pails and jars and drums of potato chip cans. Just 7 kids in the sand, talking and waving our hands and dreaming and thinking, oh, wouldn't it be grand if we were a rock and roll band. I like this one so much, and the illustration's really cute. Maybe that's something you can pretend this week is to be a rock and roll band, and maybe you can get out things and make some music if your parents can tolerate the noise. But that might be kind of a fun family thing to do. Maybe make your own band and make up your own song. That would be something fun. Here's another one for you. It's called Something's Missing. I remember I put on my socks. I remember I put on my shoes. I remember I put on my tie that was painted in beautiful purple and blues. I remember I put on my coat to look perfectly grand at the dance, yet I feel there's something I may have forgot. What is it? What is it? See if you can tell me what he forgot. What did he forget? Oh no, boys and girls. He forgot his pants. Oh my, how embarrassing is that gonna be? I'm gonna do this one. Let me see. Oh, fancy dive. I love this one. The fanciest dive that ever was dove was done by Melissa of Coconut Grove. She bounced on the board and flew up into the air with a twist of her head and a twirl of her hair. She did 34 jackknifes, backflipped and spun, quadruple gainered and reached for the sun. And then somersaulted 9 times and a quarter and looked down and saw that the pool had no water. Ouch. That's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. There she is. Oh no. She's going into the pool with no water. That would hurt a lot. I like this one too. It's called Messy Room. How many of you have a messy room right now? Is your room picked up? I know my room is clean. In fact, a lot of my house is clean because I have time to clean it because I'm home and I'm not going anywhere. So let's see if your room is like this. Whosever room this is should be ashamed. His underwear is hanging on the lamp. His raincoat is there in the overstuffed chair, and the chair is becoming quite mucky and damp. His workbook is wedged in the window. His sweater's been brown on the floor. His sweater's been thrown on the floor. His scarf and one ski are beneath the TV, and his pants have been carelessly hung on the door. His books are all jammed in the closet. His vest has been left in the hall. A lizard named Ed is asleep in his bed, and his smelly old sock has been stuck on the wall. Whosever room this is should be ashamed. Donald or Robert or Willie or... What's your name in there? Huh? You say it's mine? Oh dear, I knew it looked familiar. Oh, and there is the messy room right there. Boys and girls, I hope your room isn't as messy as all of that, because that would be terrible. I know there's another one that I really liked, and if I could find it, I'd read it quick. I want you to see the pictures because it is one of my favorites. It's called There Are Too Many Kids in This Tub. And I know that I can do it without looking, but I really wanted you to see the picture. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? All right. Well, I'm going to say it anyway, even without my book. And it goes like this. This is called There Are Too Many Kids. There are too many kids in this tub. There are too many elbows to scrub. I just washed a behind that I'm sure wasn't mine. There are too many kids in this tub. Well, I want you to imagine what it might be like if you were in a bathtub with a whole bunch of other kids and you kind of mistakenly washed somebody else instead of you. That could be kind of funny and embarrassing. Well, I hope you've had a wonderful day, and I hope you've enjoyed all the poems that I've read to you today from A Light in the Attic by Shel Silverstein. Have a good day, boys and girls. Bye.